Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Muhammad Sabi Iqbal. Again, with a session on data structures in R. In this session, we will focus on vector indexing. Vector indexing in R is the process of accessing, selecting, modifying, or removing elements of a vector using their positions, logical conditions, or names inside square brackets. So first, let's talk about positive indexing. Positive indexing helps in accessing the elements by position. For example, you can see the syntax of creating a vector x which contains a numerical uh, values. Here, x is the object name, and less than minus is an assignment operator, and the vector which combines using the function c the various numerical values is called the assignment. Now, the index or position of various elements is being shown. 10 is the first position and 40 is at the fourth position. So remember that the indexing in R starts from 1. So in order to access the first element in R, we'll write X, that is the name of the object, and this is a vector object, followed by the square brackets. And inside the square brackets, we will write the position or the index of that particular element you want to access. So this syntax will return 10, as 10 is in the first position of the vector. Now you can also access multiple elements by using the same syntax, but inside the square brackets, you have to supply the vector of indices. So x followed by square brackets, and inside the square brackets, you will provide a vector that combines 1 and 3. So it will return the values in the first and the third position, returning 10 and 30. You can also give a sequence inside the square brackets. So in order to create a sequence, the simplest way is to use colon. So if you use 1 colon 3, it will create a sequence from 1 to 3. So this syntax will return the values from the vector in first, second, and third position, returning 10, 20, and 30. Then let's talk about the negative indexing. Negative indexing is used to exclude elements. So when you use, if you want to remove the first element from the X vector, you use the same syntax uh, where you will use X followed by square brackets, and inside the square brackets, you will write the negative of the index that you want to exclude. So if you want to exclude first element, then -1 will actually do the job, and the remaining values will be returned. So you can notice that here the first element was 10, and it will be removed if you use the syntax that is x followed by square brackets, and inside the square brackets you use -1. You can also exclude multiple elements, and here you will, uh, as before, use a vector of values, but just before the vector, you will write a negative sign. So this negative sign will exclude all the elements in the positions given in the vector. So x square brackets, negative sign, and then 1 and 3 combined through C function will remove the first and third element, that is 10 and 30, and will return 20 40. Now you can also use logical indexing. In logical indexing, you will use logical conditions to extract various elements from a vector. For example, X is the object and then square brackets, and inside the square brackets, you will write a logical condition. So in this case, we want to extract X values such that the X is greater than 20. So by giving this logical condition, you will extract 30 and 40 from the vector X. There are other logical operators, equal sign. So remember that there are equal sign two times equal sign are written to tell R that this is a logical condition. And a single equal sign is for the assignment operator. Not equal to sign is actually exclamation marks followed by an equal sign. It will represent a not equal to logical operator. Then a greater than sign will be for greater than logical condition, and less than sign is less than logical condition. And you can also use greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So all these types of logical indexing can be done for vectors. Now you can also assign names to vector elements. For example, in this specific example, X is the vector object assignment operator followed by the combination of three elements 10, 20, and 30. So here by using the equal sign, you can assign them names. For example, 10 is assigned name as A, and 20 is assigned the name B, and 30 is assigned the name C. So if you do it like that, by assigning the names, you can also access the vector elements by using their names. For example, using X followed by square brackets, and then in the double quotes, you mention the name of the element that you want to extract. For example, in this case, it is B. Then this will return 20. So X followed by square brackets, and in the quotes, if you write B, it will return the value associated with B. You can also modify elements in a vector. So first, you just need to write the syntax as before. So for example, here in this case, X square brackets 2 is basically will give you access to second element of the X. And if you want to assign a different value to it, you using the assignment operator, you can write an assignment on the right side that will replace the second element of X. You can also replace using condition. So if you want to access all the elements of X that are greater than 25, first do that, and then using the assignment operator, you can assign 0. So this 0 will replace all the elements of X that are greater than 25. Now in summary, I've used positive indexing to select elements, negative indexing to exclude elements, logical indexing to filter elements, and named indexing to access the element by using their names. Thank you very much. That's all from this session.